everybody. Neil here from the Four Corners, and welcome to a podcast where we'll be talking about every single Zane suit from the show. Zane by himself, he's one of the first ninja to actually change the texture of his suit, and he's probably not one of the ninja who's changed a lot over time, especially with this color scheme, compared to ninjas like Cole and Nia. But he still has a lot of fantastic suits in his line. And we also have a lot of other podcast hosts with me to talk about these today. So they'll go ahead and introduce themselves.
I'm Nick the Brick, and I actually make all sorts of content, which includes custom minifigures, reviews, mocks, and some other set-related discussions. So if you're interested into my channel, maybe you can check out the link in the description.
Super Prem, or you can just call me Prem, as most people call me. I do a lot of media-related content, and recently I kind of changed my content format. So I cover mainly movies and shows that come out, mainly things like Netflix originals, Ninjago. I also cover, social topics kind of things, like, things that are, affecting society and stuff like that. And every once in a while, I also do vlogs. So a lot of content really mixed up together. So yeah, if you want to check all this stuff out, head to my channel. It's going to be in the link in the description. Or it's going to be in the description.
Yeah, so my name is the Lord of the J, and I am a member that does a lot of different types of videos, but mostly tributes. And I am right at the moment, I am doing a really big tribute to Seabound. So if you want to just check my channel out, and I will really appreciate a subscribe or a like. And I'm very happy to be here today.
Hello everybody, I'm TheJayButTwo, one of the newest members to this whole crew. Basically on my channel I do some discussion videos, theory videos, episode reviews, all that stuff. Kind of slow though since I'm only on episode 7 of the new season right now. But if you, like reviews, then why not subscribe? And yeah, I'm basically planning to do loads of different variety of Ninjago stuff as I go into the future, but for now, that's me.
Awesome. So now that we've introduced everybody, we can finally get into the Zane suits. Starting off with the Black G. Not really much to say about this. They all just look the same. You guys.
I think this is the most they've ever been unified, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean it's just black. It's just basic black ninja design, and that's it. Nothing wrong with it, but
one
it's
of the
just
most realistic suits.
Yeah, the most realistic ninja suit from all of the Ninjago was the first one. It's so strange.
Yeah.
Do we rate
It's
these?
not bad. It would be cool to get it in legacy form.
Yeah, that was exactly what I was about to
Don't you
say.
think that it would look super strange because they retired the piece of Zane's human face? It would look so strange if they did suit with the titanium head for legacy. I don't know.
Yeah. But I think it could be cool, getting this, at least even if we got it in a legacy short, which I'm pretty unlikely, but if it happens, could be cool. Or just get it as a reference, it maybe in a future episode, or get it in a flashback or something with the new designs and the old suits.
yeah. I mean it would just be interesting to see more of that suit for sure.
Yeah.
And then we have the 2011 to 12 suits. So the ZX ones.
Yeah,
No, sorry,
these are pretty cool in my
Trainee
opinion.
ones.
The
Oh,
The training. Yeah.
training ones.
yeah.
The new armor.
Basically the
I
ones they
think
got
it-
after the black suit.
Yeah, that
I
one.
think we have the original pilot trainee suits.
Classic suits. From
Oh, okay,
the
sorry,
ones
my
with their
screen is-
logo.
Yeah,
Okay, so-
everything is okay. So, in my opinion, these suits are pretty good, but the Zane one is really bland. It's just nothing interesting. It's just white and few little details. I don't
I
know.
agree.
It's just
the
really
original
bland.
is better.
Yeah, I mean
I kind of like the simplicity of it. It has a certain nice. If you were to just kind of move it around, it just feels like a
It
ninja.
works with Zane's
It's very nostalgic.
personality.
Hmm
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can see that. I can see that, but compared to the other ninja, they had simplicity, but it was still unique. Zane is just it's like that Teespring T-shirt that's always white, but there's always that second color. But here
Yeah,
you don't have that second color.
I mean, I get that, but he has white as a primary color, so you kind of have to keep in mind he will look a bit bland.
There should have been
At
more.
least with this suit.
Yeah, I mean,
Has to
here
be,
they
like-
have no secondary colors, right? Because Cole now he has things like orange, and Zane has things like silver. And like right here, they've aged pretty well because you look at past Ninjago suits, and we know some of the masks look a little chunky in the show and things. Here, they still look like a finished piece of art. I think for that,
Yeah.
they aged pretty well.
Brown does look
I can see that.
kind of good on Zane though. Like
Any
the-
dark color will complement him, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You should do more of that moving forward.
Yeah, I think we should just go on.
Yeah, we can move on.
Let's go on to the DX figures. A lot of you guys are probably gonna like these.
Ooh.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
it's a really good Zane. I think that this was one of my first Zane figures, and I really like it.
Ooh, yeah,
I
the
really
one in gold, it's unbeatable.
Yeah, I mean, I actually really like the ZX suit in general, and Zane is actually very good looking one as well. I know, I just really like the color scheme and everything. The printing is nice, so yeah, very, very great suit for sure.
I really like the
Yeah.
gold and the blue. I think this is a pretty good suit.
It's like
Yeah.
the
In my
first time
opinion-
I've really noticed them put one piece of art going from the torso to the legs. So I think that's super unique about these guys.
Yeah, and one thing I like, this is like the standard ZX suit. Like everybody has some quirks, but Zane is the base. It's like the base model of the iPhone compared to like all the fancy ones. And like it just is simple. It's classic. It's got all the necessary things. And I think this was, in my opinion, one of the best Zane suits in general. As I like the DX suits, they're my favorite suit collection. So
Yeah, DX suits are pretty nice. Zane one is one of the best out of the DX suits, in my opinion. It just looks very thin.
Kai's the best. Jay is second. Zane and Cole are kind of tied. No, Cole is first. Kai second.
Oh, my
Zane and Jay is then, and then you have Zane. So for me, that's my ranking.
I think I would say that Zane is the second best looking DX suit. At least
Yeah,
in
I
my
mean, for me it would probably be like Jay, Kai, Zane, and Cole, but I don't know.
Me, it'll be
Yeah.
like Drew, Kai, and Zane are tied, and then Cole in last place just because it doesn't work as much as I think it's for the rest.
yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree
Cole
with
is
that.
kind of unique though. You gotta admit that.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
they're all unique.
yeah.
They
They're
are
all-
Cole's dragon shape. The on his G is different.
I,
Moving
know. I
on
like
to-
when Zane figures the gold like really bounces off him. I like when he's partnered with gold.
hmm
It goes well. It's just that with recent seasons they haven't been mixing the gold perfectly.
I know, right?
Yeah.
His hero armor.
Kendo Ninja, a lot of you guys aren't really. I don't know that Kendo's the concept of Kendo in general was the best looking concept. But functionally, that's what they're supposed to be.
Yeah, I mean, they're just supposed to show Ninja doing some training and stuff, and I think they were good for that, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, there's not too much to say about the Kendos, to be honest. They're all kind of the same.
For that, we have the ZX suit since, the Kendo suits, there's really not much to talk about.
Yeah.
I think we just
Ninjago
move on.
suits. Who's with me?
What?
Kendo suits are useless. Who's with me?
I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
I
they
think
think
they're
them against
kind
the
of
golden weapons.
necessary, but I don't think they're really that bad. I mean, they're just the armor on top of the training suit, so I don't really mind that.
So I think they do kind of show the growth of the ninja because, like, in the first episodes, they needed them to train, and now they just can't train, and they
Yeah,
don't.
but it was kind of lazy because on this
Was
in the
lazy,
fine,
but-
show is fine, but like when you even look at like the minifigure side of things, just because they didn't have new minifigures at the time for like the set, they just slapped on something new on like an old figure and just sent that out. And even in the show, if you look at it, it was there for like a small amount. Like Dareth wasn't even in a single season 2 set, yet we got these suits that were barely in the show.
Well, you got to realize that this is part of the same wave if we're still talking about minifigures, and that's what makes sense. Nobody's going to get an actual new suit to train. This is like sparring gear. So you don't
Yeah.
really need to have new stuff.
Yeah, correct me
like,
if I'm
in the
wrong,
show,
but didn't
it
they
makes
only appear in
sense.
one episode? episode?
One episode.
Yeah, I think there were only one episode, or it was like the end of one episode and beginning of other. But
I believe it was like a full episode of them just training with the golden weapons, I think.
No, I
season
don't
don't remember, to be fair.
It was in
think
episode 1 and 2, I think.
they had this little tournament to decide who's the Green Ninja or something like that.
Yeah,
And I got
exactly. So, like, it kind of feels lazy on their end because Dareth was, like, let me just compare it to the next season. Dareth was there for a full season, but they just did not include him as a minifigure. But then you got the kendo suits. They were not even there for, like, I don't know, 5 minutes of screen time in total, or 7 minutes, I think, at tops. But it was there as a figure. Well, Dareth was there for the second season. So it really seems like they really needed some time before they released the next suit. So they just needed this because they had too many sets and too little figures. So
Yeah, I don't know, but maybe you kind of went off topic, so maybe we should continue with these here.
yeah.
Also, the ZX suits again. ZX suits are pretty cool. This was one of the first suits where the ninja didn't just have copy and paste patterns that were recolored. They worked pretty well.
Yeah, I agree.
I think when
Yeah, they
most
definitely
Ninjago
put
fans
their-
think of suits, they definitely think of these ones from the classic
Yeah,
Ninjago.
they definitely feel very classy and nice, and Zane is no exception. I actually really like his suit. I think his torso and leg detailing is actually very nice, and yeah, and I also like the
Yeah.
color scheme with some gold accents. So pretty nice suit.
Yeah. This is
And only-
probably the suit everybody thinks of, since this is the era where Ninjago had the most viewers. So when somebody asks, "Oh, you used to watch Ninjago as a kid," they're probably gonna imagine the ninjas with these suits, since this was the time Ninjago was like super popular.
Also, these
Yeah.
armor pieces and everything. These are like super nostalgic.
Yeah,
I know.
iconic.
Iconic.
They are iconic. They
We have the
truly
same brain cell, Jay, but two.
Yeah.
Hmm
I mean, the only thing I wish with Jay was that I wish his arm was the same silver as his armor pieces, just so that
We're
everything.
talking about like Zane. We kind of discussed this in the J one, didn't we?
Yeah, we
Oh,
kind of.
sorry. Oh, I totally forgot we're talking about. I thought we were going through. I completely forgot.
Yeah,
forgot.
I mean, I get that you have two J people next to you, so I get.
Two J's in the group.
I thought this was like an
Yeah.
overall mini. I for some reason I totally forgot that this was a Zane podcast.
Have
But
you
yeah,
ever done
Zane-
that before? An overall like suits podcast?
Yeah, we're doing
yeah.
like the series of these suit podcasts.
Yeah.
It's not like one big podcast, but we just talk about every ninja
Okay.
because their suits are pretty different.
Yeah.
I was probably just put more focused on Zane, 'cause, like so far it was like a normal minifigures podcast. But I like Zane's brown again. The brown and the gold, they make it work once
Yeah.
again.
Yeah,
Every
what about
dark
the tan though?
color.
I don't really like the tan on that figure, like with his robes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I think
After that,
it was a really interesting fact that the Zane suit was used later to like and a recolored version of it was used later in SOG in like that first scene for like the bikers with the ninja colors.
Mm.
Huh, interesting.
After that, we
Yeah.
have the NRG Ninja. Zane's probably not the strongest here to me because the colors aren't working with the sky blue in the back, but it's okay.
Yeah, I
don't
mean,
think the
obviously
NRG
these
figures
aren't
worked very
really
well at all.
accurate. They're trying to represent the true potential versions of Ninja, but you know they don't really work that well to represent that. But as the figures, they look very awesome. And actually, I really like the light blue color for Zane. I don't know, it just looks pretty unique, and I like that.
Oh, yeah,
I
it is.
really wish. Oh, okay, Neil. Just.
I was about to say it is pretty unique, but the Lego did this thing where they didn't capture the energy. Looked like something in the show where it was just their suits but flaming on fire or ice or something. This started like the long line of portraying the ninja in a completely different powered up form.
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
guess there was no real way of capturing that though, because it was just like you said, it was just pure energy of the original suits.
yeah,
Nowadays
much.
they could do something, but
Yeah, probably.
yeah. But even
Especially looking at
nowadays,
that
they
Nia
probably
figure.
wouldn't really be able to figure that out since we still don't really have minifigure pieces in transparent colors. But yeah, we don't have like torsos and stuff. But yeah.
you still need
That
the
would
right.
be weird.
hmm
After that, we have the kimono suits, and this is a fan favorite. especially Zane's. It works crazy well.
I don't know. I
Mhm.
don't like Zane. It's just not my favorite.
I
I
mean,
enjoy
actually,
the.
I really
It's
like
fine.
this suit. I mean, obviously, kimono suits in general look very stunning, and Zane with that white color scheme just so fancy, and it just really classy
That's the
figure.
point of
And
these
yeah, it just
suits.
looks very awesome.
Mhm.
I think
Zane's is
kimono.
definitely one of my favorites from these suit lines.
I think kimono Zane works a lot better when you add like the little shoulder pads. But it's an
Oh,
okay figure. I don't think it's something really that good.
but they do make the white and black work while not like making him look like a complete burglar sometimes. Because when sometimes they do white and black, and he
That's
looks.
an amazing comparison.
I know, right?
That,
Yeah,
that's
I
pretty
guess
much
Seriously, comparing burglary with elegance?
I guess.
Yeah, I mean, since there's gold, it sets him off. Also, it just looks like black and white stripes.
I
We
guess
have
This is probably one of the most realistic suits for a ninja after like the original Black G.
mhm.
Yeah.
After that is probably possession, because then they add that to the mask as well.
Yeah.
hmm
It's
Mhm.
kind of unrealistic if you look at outside the Lego perspective, since that is like deep stone and you can't really wear metal.
Yeah,
again,
but
we are
like in
talking about
terms of
plastic
the
ninjas.
actual look.
But you could say
I'll continue.
Deepstone was kind of like sewn in. I was trying to think of vibranium from
That's a
Concept.
good
yeah.
comparison, actually.
Rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman.
Yes, rest in peace.
Oh yeah.
Except when season 3 rebooted, and Zane got 2 suits this season, or 2 versions of himself in the show and the actual sets.
hmm
It's alright. A little bit plain in the pants.
Yeah, I
Low
mean,
plane in the pants.
definitely, all techno suits are actually lacking at the leg printing, which, definitely isn't the best thing out there, but, I still think it does look decent. I really love the torso, but yeah, other than the lack of leg details, I think it does look very good.
Especially in like they pack so much detail into all of these guys' torsos, and you can't put that much detail on someone's torso and put no detail on someone's legs.
Yeah, I know, right?
Do you think all
But
the effort went into creating that half mask piece?
but which version do you prefer? We have two techno Zanes, someone said. So which version do you guys prefer? I think I prefer the battle damage one.
It's just
like
more
the
unique.
really like the battle damage one, but if the battle damage one just sets off the plain pants a little bit more, so because you see the detail on the torsos and it doesn't carry over, so that's why I like the normal.
Yeah,
one more.
exactly.
It makes more sense.
Yeah, the damaged version just has tons of details in the torso, and then when you look at the legs, they don't even feel like they are part of the actual figure, of the suit. So yeah.
An easy fix would have made like some bow damage on the legs, maybe a rip of cloth or something on the
Mhm.
legs.
Yeah,
That
but that
would
would
have
cost,
amazing.
Lego.
That was probably like time issues. I heard that they were rushing to get season 3 online, and maybe they just didn't want to spend time on this.
Yeah.
Not sure how
Yeah, I
extra.
guess.
There's the golden rebooted suits are still unrebooted. They look cool. We're still trying to get that gold half mask.
Yeah,
Yeah,
can
exactly.
they release that already? Like, I want to get those suits.
I know, right? But yeah,
Yeah.
in terms of the actual suits, they're just the golden version of techno robes. So they look good, and obviously the unwritten rule is that gold makes most of stuff better. So yeah.
That is
Yeah.
your unwritten rule. You just love gold too much. I've noticed that in like every single podcast.
Yeah, I guess I do.
Here it works. Here the rebooted suits work better, mainly because since the gold is reflected, you see a little bit of detail in the show. So it doesn't feel
Yeah.
like there's a bunch of detail on the torso, and it doesn't carry over this time.
hmm
Yeah.
Hmm.
The
Yeah.
stone armor ones now.
Oh,
Yeah.
the stone. Cool.
Okay, so the stone armor Zane. A pretty
Yeah.
good figure, but it definitely lacks like printing, and I know like the other ones like are just okay, but this really shows that the leg printing is really necessary in my opinion, because
Yeah, I
there's
mean,
so much detail and then there's nothing.
yeah, I
Absolutely
mean, in that case,
nothing.
there's also the thing that the legs just don't really feel they belong to the figure. But personally, I love stone armor suits in general. Zane probably is my least favorite one, but I feel like it still looks very decent.
Did they in the show have any leg printing? Or is it?
No, I don't think they do.
Yeah,
I think
the leg
it's
printing was
just
the only something they added
Yeah.
years later
By
when they
Fun
reintroduced
fact,
them, right?
Fun fact: this is actually the J version of the suit is the only Ninjago minifigure I ever had because I got the book just for that.
Oh, nice.
Interesting. Okay, so anyone else want to say something about the Zane figure?
I
The
think
Zane
this is one of his best suits because it really represents what he is. You know, it really represents Zane in many, many ways. He is he's a human on the inside, robot on the outside kind of personality. You can really see that with, you know, how they designed it. So it's like he is inside like those metal, you know, locks. His suit kind of represents Zane in a way.
The titanium like armor pieces are, I guess, dark gray. It's kind of foreshadowing his future forms in season 4.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of season 4, we have the tournament robes, and Zane got like probably the most unconditional one, mainly because we didn't see it in the show. But we do have a minifigure.
Yeah.
Can
Can anyone get that
imagine
minifigure?
Zane in the middle.
I don't think it's canon though. It's
Yeah, it's
canon.
actually not canon. That's the thing.
You
No,
could
it's a real
imagine
shame though. It looked good though.
working on him. Maybe this was how he looked.
Yeah, I
We
don't
never
know.
saw that.
I don't think so because he rebuilt himself in the end of Rebooted and he was taken to the island after that. So he probably was already all titanium. At least I think so.
Yeah, I'm
And
pretty
therefore,
sure as well.
And wait,
we can move on.
Ronan took him to the island or something like that?
Something I don't really remember.
Is that
the
still canon though? Because
Yeah,
that was
it's
in the
canon.
game,
Yeah,
and the game's not canon anymore. So is that still canon that Ronan took him to the
No.
island?
probably not, to be fair.
And if that's not
But
canon, then we can move on to the what's it called, the jungle robes,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
the
Titanium,
titanium.
titanium suit.
it's a pretty good suit. I really like it. It like really. I remember when the season 4 wave came out. It really felt like the Golden Ninja all over again. At
Yeah,
least
you
from
know, people were just like, "Wow, Silver Ninja! Oh, that's cool!" And you know,
Hmm.
yeah. In terms of the actual suit, I actually think he does look good. Maybe it's slightly overrated, but overall, I still think he does look very good.
It doesn't look jungly, if you know what I mean. It
I
doesn't
think it's
look
hard
like
to get that
he
look
loves
with the sword.
It works. It works with you know, I think the naming is probably wrong, but it kind of works with the whole Chen Island season.
it works with the season, but it doesn't work as a jungle suit, in my opinion.
I think it works as an individual suit, but like I'm looking at this right now in a list of them all together, and it stands out like a sore thumb because you got white, 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 silver, white, white, white. So it just feels like it doesn't feel like Zane from like looking from far away, but like you know it's Zane from the show context. But I don't know. I always didn't like that suit that much because it felt too like obscure in Zane's like category, I guess. But I don't know. I can see the enjoyment in it.
Yeah,
Me, it's probably like the best out of the bunch, just because the other ninjas, their suits look like they're sweating a lot underneath. They just look packed with cloth. So this one looked the least uncomfortable to watch.
I know, right?
I think Skylar one looks the most comfortable.
Probably, but I don't know.
Is that going to be another podcast? All the comfortable suits in Ninjago.
If they were in the cold,
Yeah.
this looks really comfy, but since they're in the jungle, the tropical jungle, it's just like
Yeah, well.
Yeah. Okay, so should we move on to Deepstone Zane?
Deep Stone Zane. Wow.
Did we miss one? Oh wait, he doesn't have that robe, does he? He doesn't have the shirtless robe.
We got the. Are you talking about the tournament ones?
The sleeveless one. Oh yeah, and one more thing I noticed, guys, is Zane is always left out from like some of the suits. He was left out. I think in which season was that? I think it was
He was
It
left
was-
out of Prime
in
Empire.
season Prime Empire, but there is still like Zane is still there on I think like the minifigures and stuff. And also like he's always left out in all these team missions and these team suits. Sometimes he's like one of the only ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happens at times, which isn't really the best thing, but it's not really that big of a deal.
Yeah, why would they like Zane? They always hit him, abuse him. So nobody wants to forgive the the people they abuse.
Yeah, we didn't get a
Guys, share the abuse.
we did get a Pink Zane, so like I don't know. I would take Pink Zane over Digi Zane all the time. I don't know.
I would too, but they really should have released Digi Zane too, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
because now they will release the non-canon scuba suits. So why didn't they release a Digi Zane?
Yeah, I know,
I
right?
feel like
But
that, like,
probably
maybe-
what I think, I don't know. I actually think I know what happened here. They kind of screwed up with not releasing DigiZane, but then they realized the mistake and made Scuba Kai and Cole as well. But I could be wrong.
But I think it happening. Well, it's probably might not happen. But if season 15 looked like the sets kind of look like they're tricking us to think that they went straight to the island, into the ocean, and there's so much weird details. I have a feeling that maybe we might get like shorts the rest of the year that kind of have the ninja searching for Nia. I don't know. Maybe there might be some type of explanation to this.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
But Deep Stone, to bring it back.
Yeah.
Almost
Deep
perfect
Stone
suit.
Zane. So Deep
Come on,
Stone Zane is okay.
Crisp.
We good?
Is that all for the suit?
I don't know. I like this suit. I like the whites and blacks of Zane, obviously, as I've said before, and I think he works quite well. I don't know. All these Deep Stone armor suits look amazing, in my opinion. I think they
Yeah,
just work really well with the.
Yeah, Deep Stone armors are just amazing in general, and Zane also looks very nice. Obviously, you have that classy white and black color scheme, which can go wrong with. So yeah, I really like it.
Yeah, do you think the black and white works better on this Zane or the kimono Zane? Because
Well-
they are quite similar.
Well, I
Sure.
actually prefer the kimono Zane because it also has some gold accents, but I don't know.
I think
Yeah,
I like
what
this
about
one with the light blue accents for sure.
yeah, the light blue accents are cool. They're a bit cooler in the legacy version, in my opinion.
The legacy one, it kind of butchers it because that's basically the kimono suit. Since what I think saves this one is that the mask isn't completely white. That was a kind of an issue I had with the kimonos because the mask just looks like it just stands out from
Yeah.
far away. You just see the black suit and then a completely white and gold mask. To me, I wish that legacy one I wish it had black in it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
but the-
Okay, so anybody else wanna say something about the suit?
no, probably we should move on
No?
to the.
Or jitsu suits.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, these
Skybound.
are actually one of my favorite. I like these because they kind of look very elegant, just like like the kimono suits are really more of like less of like a poppy 1980s style clothing. Really, just pop like really poppy and kiddish, childish. But this was really more something like you see in a, like a ninja anime, or like it just seems like very I don't know, it just seems very elegant, very authentic, very aesthetic. Can I say that? Aesthetic? I think aesthetic's the right word.
Yeah,
Yeah,
as Prem said, I totally agree on that. I think it does look. I mean, those Jitsu suits look very awesome in general. And yeah, I think Zane actually looks very awesome. He also has quite a bit of colors. He has black, white, blue, and also some gold. So it's definitely an interesting interesting suit, and I do like it.
I remember that when I was smaller, I really didn't like the suit, but at the moment, I think that this is my favorite out of the three black and white Zane suits we discussed already. Yeah.
I like
Yeah,
this
I'll
suit
probably
a lot
have to
compared
agree
to some of the other ones, mainly because at least J. Cole, Zane's, and Nia's have like some type of consistent art style, but then Floyd looks like he has a 90s like green lightning effect, and then Kai also seems to have a different type of art going on there. So at least Zane's one of the more consistent ones here.
Mm-hmm.
I really do like the designs of the Skybound suits. They're probably one of my favorites. The one thing that draws it down, though, is that the legs are reuses from the Deep Stone armor. I wish those were more unique, but apart from that, this Zane figure looks really good.
Oh,
Yeah.
we were talking about the Airjitsu suits.
Are we?
Yeah, the NRG Airjitsu suits.
Oh, the
Yeah,
NRG
the solo.
ones. Oh, I don't like those figures.
Oh my gosh, I was all this time I was talking about the Sea-bound Jiu-Jitsu suits.
Yeah.
A huge pointer is that we got like the very first whitish titanium face, so that's very practical. Like, you can
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
use a lot of
It's good to
suits.
use. Yeah.
And we have the future suits, the one with them in the robes.
Oh, yeah.
But they're not canon anymore or something like that. I
Yeah,
heard.
but they were in the show, so they kinda are canon. At least they used to be, so.
They used to be canon before the Time Twins messed up the timeline. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Future Zane looks alright. Very silvery.
Yeah.
Are you talking about season 7 Zane now? Is that where we're at?
I don't
No,
know.
no. About, like
I'm
future
so confused.
Zane.
Oh,
Like-
the future ones, okay.
Yeah.
Which ones?
The future reflection ones, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh yeah, I got that.
I really wish we would get this as a real minifigure, though. I think it would be very cool.
Hey,
Yeah,
we've
I
got
mean, at
Jay.
least we got Jay with the Bricktober pack, so that's something. But for the Zane's future robe, I think it actually looks very good. I think all of those suits look very nice. And yeah, I just think the detailing is really good with those suits. And yeah, Zane looks very good in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
Okay,
move
so
on
should
to
we move
the
on?
Jitsu
Yeah.
suits. The actual Airjitsu suits.
Yeah.
Zane looks nice. Again, the gold works pretty well here.
Wait, we weren't talking about Airjitsu suits.
Oh, sorry, the
We
Skybound.
were, but
Skybound. Let's just call it
I-
Skybound suits.
I just
Very
I was
confused.
explaining the skybound suits when I was saying elegance,
Yes,
authenticity,
yeah, same,
aesthetic.
same.
Yes,
Bro,
James,
what were we talking?
I think we
What
can
were
skip this because a lot of us talked about them before. Except, like, if anyone wants to say something quick, I think we should just should do the honor robes or the Day of the Departed robes right now.
I don't think. I think we can move on to those now.
Yeah. Okay. So, Day of the Departed, Zane. What do you think about it?
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, I personally kind of have mixed feelings with honor robes, but I think Zane actually looks very nice. I also really like the color scheme with white and also a fair amount of silver. So yeah, I think it's actually a very good looking suit.
Originally, I was really in love with the idea of like their accent colors popping out and then the darker colors coming in. So white and then dark gray, or for Kai, red and then dark red. I think that works here. And also, they used a silver armor piece. While Zane doesn't really look too special by himself, when they're all put together, they look all right.
Yeah. I'd say the Day of the Departed suits or the honor suits in concept were a good idea, but to me personally, I just don't like them as much because I don't know, there's just something about them. They feel too out there, they didn't have much thought into them apart from we'll remake the pilots and seasons 1 to 2 suits in one big suit, I guess. I think with Zane, I don't know, I don't like the titanium and the white mixed together. I think I don't know, it doesn't really sit well with me, to be honest. But that's a very unpopular opinion, I must say.
I know it's just a pretty nice suit in my opinion. Nothing really special, but just a nice suit for Zane.
Yeah, alright, so should we move on to the Zane's Hands of Time suit?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, personally, the fusion robes are actually my favorite suits out there. But for Zane, I mean, it does look very unique. Probably the only thing that kind of bothers me is the color scheme because you have the titanium legs and the torso, then you have just black arms and the armor, and then you have mask, which has just a hilarious amount of white. So, I think that kind of bothers the whole look of the figure, but I think it still looks very decent.
Nick, but wait, does the figure of the suit have an exclusive head printing or something like that?
Yeah,
I
it
think
does
it-
have.
It did,
Yeah,
it had like a smirk, I
really
believe, wasn't
like that head. I remember really liking that head.
Same.
Yeah. It's a pretty good. I think, I don't know, Zane looks like a bit different from the others with like the little screen on his torso.
Yeah, I don't understand the TV on his torso. It just sticks out
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah, it's very weird.
Now Ninjago movie.
Yeah.
Ninjago
Yeah, I
movie
guess-
like a complete classic with Zane. Or I guess
Yeah.
very playing with Zane.
Yeah, I don't know. The movie suit just all of the movie suits are a bit special in their own ways, which aren't really the best in my opinion. But for Zane, I don't know. Maybe he kind of looks a bit plain. I don't know. I'm also like not the biggest fan of the color scheme here as well. I don't know.
I
It's just
don't
a
like
pretty
Fine.
messy figure in my opinion.
They weren't good suits, but they weren't bad suits either.
I like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
suits, and I like how, but I don't like how, like, how most of them are either black with their accent color, and he's just fully white with white. It feels like I wanted him
I
to
know,
be
right?
unified.
It feels off.
I
It
don't
feels
like, I
off.
don't like the head. I don't like the head of this.
Oh yeah, that one has
They
the
just tried to-
legendary curse smile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. One more thing I think they were attempting is like kind of how in the show you have like JS comic relief. They tried to make Zane the J in the movie. So
Everyone
to
was
make
the
him
J in that
funny and
movie.
poppy.
I think they tried to make Zane, Kai, and Jay into J in the movie.
Yeah. But
I
except
guess
the
it was
Kai
a comedy
part,
movie, but like, and no one
yeah,
needed
it
to
was
be as
it
much
was a
comic
parody
relief.
of Ninjago. It was just a parody of the show.
Pretty much.
Yeah, but it's okay. The suits are okay. Zane's suit is okay. And the
What do you
movie
think of the head masks?
Oh, they were kind of big for the time since they were two pieces. I remember like buying one of these sets and then being so shocked that they were two pieces.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't think they were that
personally,
bad.
I actually have mixed opinions on those masks. I actually think they look very good in the show, but actually, as the minifigures, I don't like that they have two pieces, and I don't know. It just
But,
has
like,
the interesting design of the mask for sure.
if you're trying to do
As a
some
kid,
cool
like the
photos,
piece would easily
like,
fall off.
the
I
masks.
understand the concept behind them to give them more like movement in their heads, but I don't know.
It gives them more movement, and I like that. But
Yeah.
it could have been better. The two pieces are not my favorite thing. Not my favorite.
It does allow Ninja Mask to not look chunky without the armor piece in proportion, because usually Ninja Mask, when they don't have a proper armor piece, the head looks way too huge. Here, even without an armor piece, it starts to look in proportion with the torso and the legs.
But with armor pieces or like the bow and arrow piece in Zane's case, it does make his neck look very long compared to everyone
I know,
else's.
right?
That is an issue.
Mhm,
Anyways, we
yeah.
can move on to the next suits, which is we don't have any. We have the ceremonial robes, Zane.
Those are the
Actually, those
white
weren't
Wukru
canon.
ones, aren't they?
They were just
those are not canon.
yeah.
Okay, so then let's go on to the season 8 suits.
Mm-hmm.
Those are canon.
Yeah, season
One of the
8
best suits, in my opinion. Please don't hate on me. I like them a lot. They seem realistic after I think somewhere around like season 6. They seem more mature. They don't seem realistic per se, I think. I think the right word would be mature. They seem pretty mature suits that I think somebody in like an anime show or something would, somebody would wear in like that kind of aesthetic.
Yeah, exactly. Also, something I want to share. I made like series on the channel with introducing all of the suits, and viewers had to vote which suits are their favorite. And actually, the Resistance suits won that. So that tells a lot. But for Zane, I actually think he looks decent. I don't know. Maybe the torso and legs aren't really the best in my opinion, but I still think it's a great suit.
Colors work well here.
They kind of took the like jaggedness and like roboticness of the movie Zane and really ran with that with this suit because like you got like the edges on like all the curves and everything like that.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it.
Yeah,
After,
a nice perspective, I would say.
Also, a thing to note though is also this is when the Zane's like human face started to reappear in like the show and the sets like loosely because he had that whole camouflage thing going on. But
It was
do you like Zane? Do you like Zane with his human face or with his titanium face? Just everyone.
Titanium face easily.
Yeah,
yeah,
Yeah, I think so.
face.
I actually think back then the yellow face just worked better. The simplicity of the eyebrows and everything, I like that a lot.
I disagree. I like human Zane more.
I liked him back then. Nowadays, I don't. I want to see less of that smile.
yeah.
Goddamn
Yeah,
smile.
probably
It
I know,
freaks me
right?
out, man.
But like pre-movie human Zane.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a hard decision. Ever want to take a picture with Zane? It's like no problem.
I know, right?
Well, I'm
Yeah,
looking at this like non-canon like tourist scene from the movie, and that smile's like genuinely creeping me out, man.
Yep.
in season 5 there were like these mechanical robots of the ninja in the museum or something like that, so I like to imagine that the Zane from the movie was like this animatronic from the museum and creeped out that little policeman.
I mean, interesting, I guess.
I know.
We have Jitsu Zane, which I don't know. I wish they used his titanium face just because I don't know why he would switch his faces just to do spinjitzu.
Those Spinjitzu figures I do not like. I have a collection of J figures, like all in one case, but that's the one figure I've excluded from that collection. I just don't like it whatsoever.
The same. I think it's probably because the shade of Jay's top mask, the headband at the top, it's a different color, and then the one at the bottom is
Yeah.
like light blue. Which
Mhm.
I just think they're ugly
Yeah.
suits altogether. It's just like they needed new suits. They were like, oh, we'll take bits from that, we'll take bits from that, and just squeeze it together to make a suit.
I think that the cold suit is the only good looking one.
Even
Yeah.
with Cole, you're starting to see like this is pre a lot of orange Cole, because nowadays what they would have done is probably an orange headband with an orange bottom mask as well, because he's the only one who still has the same movie mask. All the other ones have accent colors on the bottom.
I know,
And Zane
right?
has the same issue. So I wish Zane had a light blue headband and a light blue bottom as well.
Yeah, that would be interesting for sure.
Probably too much effort for those. What were they, £8 sets or $8 sets?
I guess.
Yeah, sure. Should we just move on to Hunter
Season
Jokes?
9. Oh
Yeah.
wait, season 9.
Yeah.
This is where like Zane looks like an actual burglar.
Yep.
It does
Yep, just paint that in black and here you go.
Burglar Zane.
I
That's
like
really
that.
good. I remember really falling in love with all these suits just because they look so savage. It was such a
Yeah.
bold color decision, so I really like these.
I don't know
Mhm.
about
It's really
you, but
nice how
I would really like if like you release some sort of like post-apocalyptic theme. It would be real nice, really good figures. I know
Would work.
it would be pretty
Yeah.
cool.
I
in my
thought it was
opinion.
nice. I thought it was nice how like they could have just made random savage suits they could have worn, but I like how they took the season 8 suits and turned them into the savage suits, so it's more consistency. And it's nice to compare them to like season 8 and season 9 suits afterwards, like after the matter.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the hunted robes are just very interesting, and I also like the concept of them being the damaged version of the season 8 suits. But yeah, for Zane, I actually think he looks very good. Definitely better than his season 8 outfit, at least in my opinion. But yeah, very, very good looking suit.
I also like how the straps, the gray straps, look like it's actually latching on the quiver on the back. So that's an extra bit of detail that looks nice.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Yeah.
After that, we have the Dragon Masters, and I don't really like Zane here. I wish he had the silver face. Maybe not.
Actually, those aren't canon, but
Okay,
Yeah,
so we skip to the legacy ones.
yep. Mm-hmm.
yeah,
The
yeah, yeah,
legacy
yeah, yeah.
I remember seeing them for the first time and realizing the masks were like huge, because this was a case where they
Yeah.
really needed armor pieces. I get that this was mainly so that it's easier to spin the ninja on the spinners. So in that sense, it's all right. Again,
Mm.
Zane, something doesn't work about Zane completely here. Looks odd.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you think it's
and
the
again, that-
silver on his mask? Because that's
Mm,
nowhere else on the rest of the suit. Or grey, I guess.
Yeah, and also it has that menacing smile again.
oh no.
No wonder he needs to wear a mask.
Yeah, to hide that. I
Don't
really like
pull-
his design of his suit though, with the like. I don't know, the legacy suits worked really well in my opinion. I like how Zane's got like the I don't want to call it like the X type style with like the dragon coming across. I think that's a really nice design for a suit.
Yeah, I actually do. The only thing I'm not like the biggest fan on the torso is the black outline, which kinda seems out of place, but I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe these used to be charming. Like I like the X as well. Usually Kai and Nia have those, but these used to be charming to me. Maybe I can't remember, but they've overdone these so much that they're kind of an eyesore at this point.
The mask?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
these suits in general, they keep using them in Legacy, and it's just getting annoying.
You know, at the out like one thing
It's
like I
pretty
think that
cool, though. It's pretty good that they are using them over and over again, because then the kids that can afford the bigger sets can collect all of them, and it's
But it's
just
been
easier.
like 3
But
years
like
though of the exact same
gonna
suit.
get like the same minifigure like 5 times.
Like, yeah, I guess they are doing.
I agree with Jay because like especially since I live in a third world country myself, we are 10 times more like money sensitive than like countries that are more Western. So for them, I can see why, but I really think there should be more variety. It should not be just Kai and Zane all the time. So if you're gonna do it,
Yeah,
distribute.
I
the
mean, I
minifigures
know, right?
properly.
They can
Distribute
use
the
the same
minifigures
suits for 3 years. That's
Yeah,
okay, but just use more variety. Like, do one $10 set with Kai, then another year or another then in summer do a $10 set with Lloyd and Nia. Like,
Exactly,
so that
yeah, yeah, totally. They're definitely done doing that. It's just Kai and Jay, and then at times you have Zane, but mostly
Yeah.
just Kai. And that Kai minifigure actually appeared in 17 Lego products so far, which
Oh
makes
my
it the
God.
third
Pretty
most
good,
common
in my
Lego figure
opinion.
ever. So,
It's just
Oh
coming
my
off as
God.
lazy at this point.
Yeah, they should just at least add like Cole and Cole and Zane.
But what I
they
think they
should
need to do is like, for example,
more.
with the newly released, it's the Ultrasonic Raider that's about to come out, right? And they're using these exact same legacy suits again. I think they should just like take a step back and maybe try and make the DX suit or something like that, but
Yeah,
like in a different style.
I think that probably when Legacy for Day of the Departed and Hands of Time will come, they will use a lot of the Day of the Departed design, so they could use these newer suits for like season 1, season 2, and so on. I think that this is my little theory.
They already tried to capture 2 seasons with one suit. So like I get that this was supposed to be the season 10 suit as well. It really doesn't capture any of what season 1 and 2 really was.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
that's also something like I wouldn't mind if they actually put everybody would be so much happier if they just remade the ZX suits and put them in the sets. That would be
Yeah, I mean, also if it won't make sense, even kimono legacy suits would be awesome. I don't know.
Yeah. I
Because
totally
it hurts
agree.
like getting that golden mech suit from season 2 as a remake, but we've got the legacy season 10 suits in there. Like I would have rathered, I don't know, like a proper like kimono suit, like you said, like remake.
I like the
Instead of
Legacy Golden Ninja one more than the original Golden Ninja, though. I
That's fair
think
enough.
better.
Mask is again just a huge step off for the Golden Ninja.
I don't know. Okay, we should just move on and talk about Zane, because this is a Zane podcast.
Yeah,
So
let's.
we're on season 11 now.
Yeah, the next
Yes,
one is a season 11 suit, right?
This is when like Ninjago kind of got
Overused.
everybody's back.
Overused times 100. This suit is immortal. I don't know why.
This suit won't die. No,
To
Yeah.
me, it doesn't really become an eyesore. I like seeing this because it makes sense. They won't really change. Maybe for season 16 they might change since.
In my opinion, this is a good concept in general, but they should have done this from the beginning if they wanted to. Like
Exactly.
the old
I mean, now it just doesn't really make sense. Ninja used
because
to
like
get
till
new
now they
every
change the
season,
suits every
and
season.
now you just have like those season 11 suits all the
In
time.
my opinion, there should
Like
Yeah.
the person in universe who's making ninja suits got bored and just stopped.
Cloud
You can keep
Cloud
using that
Kingdom
one, mate.
really needs more organization.
Yeah, I guess.
But didn't Cloud Kingdom stop writing Destinies after season 5? They
That is
said
true.
like
Or maybe
they
somebody
won't-
secretly just took a scroll and still is writing for fun, I guess. I don't know.
Just one lonesome
no.
member.
Yeah.
Copy and paste his
they,
copy and paste Harry Potter.
Yeah, I
I
don't know.
guess, I
One more
guess
thing I'd like to mention is that like there should be like they should ditch these suits, but there should be a reason why they're ditching them. Maybe they should say, yeah, they're getting some. They should even if they say, okay, these suits are kind of getting a little uncomfortable. Let's get into the hero suits. There should be somewhat of an explanation, and then these suits should just like maybe if there's another wreckage in the bounty, these suits should burn with the bounty, I guess. So
I am.
no, please. I don't want the bounty destroyed again. It's
it's
think
gonna
what will
happen.
happen is that in
I can bet all my money it's gonna happen again.
I know,
I think
right?
I think what'll happen is
But-
in season 16 they might switch from the season 11 suits to something else, just because this one was supposed to be a part of like it was supposed to be with Nia as well, so it's like a set. So to kind of like avoid that, just realizing that one of the patterns is gone, they might go to something that only works as 5 this time.
I think they should just switch to the hero suits for like a season as their main suit after the season suit, like with their backup suit.
A little
I-
funky.
Well, I thought so I had a theory on my channel when season 14 was about to come out that we see the island suits. I thought that maybe the season 11 suits were going to get ripped up or torn up on the island, and then they would transition into those island suits, and that's what would be the mainstay.
That would actually
going
be
forward.
a cool thing. I think that's a missed opportunity they have.
Yeah, I thought so too.
yeah.
I
I
thought they had
guess
a real opportunity there to destroy those season 11 suits and introduce a new one, being the island suits.
Mhm,
But no, they
yeah.
had them at the beginning of
That-
season 15.
after we get like a conclusion to this like big arc of like the Windstone Buyer and everything that was set up from season 11 till season 15, when this will be a big conclusive season, I think after that big conclusion they will retire these suits.
Yeah, I
Because-
really hope
Yeah.
they do.
Because I do
did
think
make
an evergreen suit is a good idea, because obviously the ninja wouldn't be running around in their scuba suits at the beginning of season 11 or season 15 when they fought that yeah, they weren't going to go into water.
if you think about like them selling the toys, it did make sense for the ninja to use the same suits because they were still on shelves. But right now they aren't, so why just keep using them? It just doesn't.
A lot of them are like really hard to get. I remember Jay and Nia were like exclusive
Jay
to
and Nia. I think the hardest to get were Jay, Nia, and Lloyd because they were all in pretty big sets.
Yeah, true.
because
Is
we
this
have
the
Are we
season
talking
11
about the
suits?
hero sets?
No. We're still talking about season 11.
coming back to Zane by himself. It's really good. He has the blue arms for the the blue hands. So I think this is one of my more favorite Zane suits. It's just everything works here.
Why does he
I
have the
know.
blue hands?
Yeah, it's definitely
That's
an
something I never
interesting take
understood.
on Zane. Yeah, it just has a pretty interesting color scheme, and yeah, I just think all the printing looks great. So yeah.
I think the blue arms do work better on his Forbidden Spinjitzu version of the suit.
Oh yeah. Okay, so I guess we can move on to the FS versions. That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
with a nice blue highlight at the top.
I mean, the exact same season 11 suits have just got like energy running through them from the Forbidden Spinjitzu power, I guess.
It's funny. They all
Yeah.
chose like different hands. This time, Lloyd decided to wear no gloves. Zane decided to wear blue gloves, and then everybody else just went black.
I
But
never
there's
understood those blue gloves.
We talk about the Spinjitzu slams just because technically
Uh,
they're
no, actually, they aren't really canon, so we'll do a separate
Yeah.
podcast for all those outfits that
Should
cannot
we
be
talk
canon.
then maybe should we talk about Zane's Ice Emperor suit because it isn't listed on like the suits
Yeah, I mean, it actually
Yeah, we
is canon. So
important.
no issue with
Yes.
that.
Yeah, so what do you think about the Ice Emperor version of Zane?
I don't
What do you
like
think
the yogurt on his face. Like it looks like he was eating a bunch of yogurt and it got put all over his mouth.
I've heard that before. It's very unique.
If you look at it, it just looks like he just
Yeah,
this
look
is
at
just a baby eating.
Now you've pointed out, I'm never going to unsee that.
Yeah.
It's like the first thing I noticed when I looked at the minifigure.
I know, I like the design. It's kind of cool design.
Is that all for? Hey, so let's take a little break and then we will get back.
All right.
Yeah. See you guys.
All right. See you.
A few moments later. A few minutes later.
We are back from our little break. Now, since we're done with all that season 11 stuff, Zane didn't get any legacy, which means we're skipping right over to G, and Zane didn't get anything there. We do have a non-canon one, but we don't talk about non-canon stuff here. Then there's Pink Zane, which is, I guess, canon. It wasn't really Zane at the time, so do we talk about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think we definitely can, since in it is kind of canon. So yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah, you're
think.
right.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Pink Zane is obviously legendary. We all remember that episode from season 1. So yeah, and also
Yeah.
I'm just really surprised they really made that into the minifigure. It was just so random that we got that, but I won't complain since it's really amazing. So.
But wait, like the designer of Ninjago and the set said that this is one of his favorite figures, and that's why he really wanted to like put it in.
Yeah, man. Huge respect for him for that.
Yeah, huge respect. Totally.
Pink Zane was his favorite figure.
And one of his favorite figures, I think.
Kind of concerning going forward.
We'll get a lot more Pink Ninja in the next sets.
Let's hope.
Is that all for Pink Zane, though?
Yeah.
I think it's kind of nice that I didn't ever expect to get a Pink Zane, especially with that piece as his headpiece as well, because I thought they would have retired that long a time ago. But I'm glad they brought it back for this set, or for this version of Zane.
Yeah.
Now we can move on to the hero armor, which is some people like it. It just really depends on where you're looking at it from. If you see everything in one shot, it's just kind of a huge madness in your brain. But from some
Yeah, I mean, personally, I'm actually a big fan of hero suits, but for Zane, I mean, he does have a pretty unique outfit for sure. Probably something that stands out are the legs, just because they have a hilarious amount of blue and the rest of figure does not. So I think that kind of ticks people off, including me. But still, I think it's actually a pretty decent suit, maybe even a bit underrated.
I think
yeah,
if the
kind of like
didn't have, yeah, continue. Yeah, I will talk later.
okay. So I think the pop of blue is all right sometimes, because like sometimes it just feels really interesting to see that blue. But then sometimes when I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking if anybody needed exclusive like printing, it's probably Zane.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I can
It's
see
just like
that.
there's no other blue on him apart from his legs in that
Yeah,
figure.
these legs don't work at all. Like, I don't know. Like, it's okay, and then when you see the legs, it just ruins everything.
I mean, you would think that gold and Zane works magically, but they actually found a way to go ahead and make that work not a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the
There's-
difference between the printed gold and then the molded gold for the helmet and then the torso printing. It's a very big difference there.
Should probably went with darker gold because then they would
If we're talking about I have very different views with the hero suits. If you're talking about the show sense, I love these suits. They look incredible in the show. But as minifigures, I don't think they work very well.
Yeah, because the armor piece is like huge compared to what it was in the show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're just giant. So.
What I really like about these minifigures is they finally added clips on the back because now you can. I've wanted this forever because before you can only hold katanas, but with that the possibilities are endless. So at least they did that.
That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really care about it that much, but yeah, I think it was definitely a nice addition, and it definitely satisfied quite a bit of people. So yeah, that's great.
And there's birth robes, and then there's the legacy deepstone robes, which we only have Zane of. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
like
that's not canon as well. So.
Oh well, technically it is. Okay, yeah, actually, yeah.
But
Yeah,
if the Time Twins ruined like the original Timeline, maybe this Legacy Zane is kind of canon.
But in season 8, you do see images of, like, for example, Lloyd and Gardon. They look like their previous style, so this probably isn't canon.
Oh
but
yeah,
you never know.
Yeah, true. I guess.
But
So-
maybe
Yeah.
one of Zane's visions, like in the Legacy shorts for season 10, how he did visions where he projected them in their suits they're in right now. It might be one of them.
Yeah, no, we're just probably overthinking at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should just move on to the island Zane.
Skip Epic Battle Zane, Golden Zane, Island Zane. Okay, Island Zane is pretty cool. We got that titanium hair piece in the sets for the very first time, and this time they make that little blue pop work very well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, Island Zane suit is very awesome. Also, kind of underrated, I want to say. And yeah,
Mhm.
obviously, I love the titanium hairpiece for the first time. Yeah, I just think the torso and leg printing look very awesome. So yeah, definitely a very good looking suit.
Yeah, I mean,
sure,
if you
for sure.
figure he feels so full and wholesome, like just holding him feels pretty nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I've never heard that expression for holding a minifigure before, but I dig it.
I know, right? Yeah.
yeah, you're hearing a lot of weird stuff about minifigures today.
Yeah, I guess.
Exactly.
It's a very brilliant design, though.
Mhm. They make it work really well. I also like how the power core is kind of hinted.
Yeah.
The triangle over there.
Because I guess
yeah.
the rope's kind of drifting off a bit, and it's over his shoulder, but not quite. So it's kind of showing the underneath. I think that's his what would you call it? You wouldn't call it skin, like an exoskeleton, maybe you'd call it.
Maybe.
Probably.
Good.
I mean, they all have Cole has the chest pad, so I'm guessing this is Zane's chest pad, just more built into him. I think.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
And there's season 11 suits with armor. Sorry, the island suits with armor mass. And these didn't make sense because Lloyd literally pulled this over his island headband and island mask, so it looked like he was
Yeah,
suffocating.
it just looked like
Yeah,
lazy
and
animation,
again,
and it didn't represent
yeah.
original or not.
They're even bringing season 11 suits into the other suits, so
I did not like them.
Yeah, at this point I was like, if the keepers don't kill him, they'll probably just suffocate.
yeah. I mean, it's pretty hilarious how we got those suits that actually weren't based on season 11 suits. So and then they had those masks. So that was
Yeah.
pretty hilarious. But
And correct me if I'm wrong, they didn't even have a purpose in the show, did they? For even putting them on when they were on the bikes or anything.
I
Yeah.
wanted to say it protected them from the sand, but it doesn't really protect their faces as well as
Yeah, you would have thought the one part they need to protect is their eyes, and it's the one part the mask doesn't protect.
yeah,
So-
and Zane definitely doesn't need one.
exactly.
These are
Like
so
his scuba
cool.
suit.
Oh yeah. Well yeah, Zane, we got the canon explanation for that, thankfully. I guess we can move on to the I've heard people complaining how his chest looks like a video game controller. Now I can't get
Does
that
it?
image out of my mind.
I need to look this up. Zane of Scuba.
Now that you said it, I cannot take it out of my mind.
Oh no, it does look like a game controller.
Yeah,
Let's
it
have a
does.
look.
If you want to look at it normal again, just imagine the plus is his power core, which is actually what it's
Oh, I see it.
Oh,
It's like an old
when
Nintendo
you
controller.
Can't unsee.
Yep.
Zane Scuba is cool. The minifigure, I think the black isn't working strong here, but here it looks nice.
Mhm. I like how
Yeah.
I'm so happy he didn't get excluded like he did with all the other ones, because it would be so easy for him to be excluded from this. But I like the reason how he just likes how it completes his attire.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
With the suits, in the minifigures, after I didn't realize how much the black doesn't really work for the Zane Scuba suit. But when I saw it a little bit in the sets, it looked a little odd just how much black Zane was using. So I wish it was more of a light blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. But still, I actually think all of these scuba suits look fine. And yeah, I think that Zane's ones looks pretty good as well.
What do you think of the helmet?
I actually love these scuba helmets in the show, but with the sets, they kind of screwed those. I don't know.
I feel like they needed to fully commit to a scuba helmet instead
Yeah.
of just making it an injury.
I guess. I don't know.
And that concludes every single Zane suit. We talked about
I
all of
believe
these.
it does.
Yep.
Until season
So-
16 gets announced tomorrow.
Oh,
Yeah.
that would be so annoying.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's been a very
If it is
busy
announced,
past
don't
3
worry,
months.
We'll I think I'll get another member. We can do a short recording at the end of this podcast. If it's out, you guys will see that, and we can discuss about that too.
Everybody, let's say our goodbyes then. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Yeah, goodbye. Thank you for watching.
And all our channels will be linked in the description, so check them out. And yeah, that's that.
Yep. Thanks everybody for coming. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Super Prem. Thank you, Lord of the J, and then TheJayButTwo. And we'll see you in the next podcast. Bye bye.
Yes, certainly. Bye.
Yeah, bye. Sure.